Evening, folks. Welcome back to the channel. Pardon any sync issues. Just getting everything set up on this end. There's really not a way to do it before going live. I mean, the most I can do before I go live is get Twitch opened up, but I use 3 screens, so that's only a third of what I need to do. And you really can't just make it like a quarter size, like use up a quarter of the screen, because you do that, you try to move like the pull down the bottom of the screen, it wants to make the whole thing big. No, I only need it to cover up the stuff I don't need to see when I'm live. So it's, see it so pardon me if I have to get very close, because I can't see that far. There we go. Thank you for being difficult. So yeah, I do have the Twitch chat room opened up, and of course I've got YouTube here. And what's up, Michael? So shit's wild, huh? It's it's going forward. Uh well, last night was kind of wild because we show up and almost immediately, as soon as the show is like Frank's live and folks, everybody filing in, like every other person that came in had to mention a plane crash in Pennsylvania. Oh, Moon Blenny, glad you made it. And Lonesome Loser, glad you made it. Uh, Come on, eyes, wake up. I've only been up since 8 a.m. Yeah, so I was thinking we should have started a drinking game where every time somebody mentions the plane crash, take a drink, but then we all would have died from alcohol poisoning and nobody would have shown up today. So I'm glad I didn't think of that until almost the very end of the show. Don't want to be killing off whole batches of Franklies like that. But if you go back and watch it, you can definitely try to drink along. And I'm sorry if something happens to you. Oh, and now what is up, John Rogers? Glad you made it. And one to go to. Glad you're here. Nice. I'm just making sure the phone is on, since I do have the phone lines open. And that being the case, let me make sure all of the notification sounds are on max. I'll just turn them all up. I don't know which one's which. I think it's ringtone, but I'm not sure. And then, yeah, what was that last night? Something about John Rogers got arrested. Um, so yeah, we need to start a GoFundMe for his bail. No, he's out on bail. We need to get the funds together for the next time, just to get him right back out as soon as possible. Because how many people can have that name? Moon Bunny, people were already half drunk. Didn't two callers mention it? Like two callers, and you couldn't, like a whole screen of talking could not go by without somebody new coming in. Like, oh my God, did you hear about this? Or, oh, I was watching this channel. They said this happened. And it was like, as it was starting up, I was thinking about Arden and Wally. And I'm like, well, first of all, they're in Pennsylvania. We have other ones too, but they were my first thought. But Arden did show up. She's like, yeah, that's a whole different part of the state. We weren't near that. Yeah, John Rogers, LMAO. I mean, but he needs new pants. Yeah, that's what it is. Instead of GoFundMe, it's Go Pants Me. Not pants. Somebody is pulling, as in pulling them down. Pants as in like giving them pants, like the nice pantsing. But yeah, that really sucks. It said it hit, all they said was it hit a residential area, and we really, like, the only footage Frank could get at the time was like from two different sources, and then there's like footage of like these perfect airplane pieces, like have no burn marks, no scratch marks, no nothing, just lying quietly in an empty parking lot full of lights and sirens and people running around. It very much felt like, somebody pointed this out too, but it very much felt like, let's rent a parking lot and set it up to look like it's a post disaster area and then film it. Moon Bunny go pants me, LMAO. Because it's just a funny, cute thing to say in the US, but when you realize pants means underwear in the UK, it automatically becomes dirtier. So, like, go pants me, they might think, like, whoa, whoa, what's this going on about knickers and whatnot? What the hell are you listening to? Yeah. Oh, it's great. I was just on Tumblr and somebody was talking about this giant crow or raven that just sort of like hangs out by the window and he likes to like puff himself up to make himself look bigger just cuz. And this person named the bird Pants. Great name. Great name. Couldn't really tell him why, but that was. I'm like, I did not just read that. John Rogers said it was heading to Springfield, Missouri. I saw it on Facebook right after Frank mentioned it. Oh hell, what even was that? Because all I heard was the name, and I was thinking, hey, I recognize that name. And then like everything else just went in one ear and out the other because I was kind of laughing about it to myself too much. Um, because every once in a while it will happen. I think I was again on Tumblr somewhere, just scrolling through, and some person happened to be named John Rogers. I'm like, damn, this guy does a lot. And then there's oh, I guess I can say this. The actor Matt Smith. I don't know if I quite know the guy because we have a Frankly by that exact same name. They're over 18, so I can say that. I won't say which Matt since we have so many of them. I can say that. But yeah, so I'll see that name come up, and it's like, wow, he's acting too. Wait a minute, and it's like a doctor from Doctor Who. King 40. Well then I like the UK version better. Yeah, what's up? Glad you made it. Because pants was just like you know what, like outer clothing pants when we first brought it up, and then I don't know, when I realized pants means underwear across the way, it's like, oh, it's too late now. We've been doing this for years. So, oh well, they can take those pants off too. There's nothing wrong with that. Just get it down off of your cheeks and have a nice sit down and just chill out. It was so nice to kind of feel like ahead and prepared for the last maybe three shows, and then I woke up today like just zero clue about anything to do. Like I didn't have anything written for the description. I didn't have a title in mind. I didn't have the movies picked out yet, but I worked quickly, so that didn't quite worry me that I didn't know when I woke up what I was going to be doing tonight, because that doesn't mean anything. Again, things happen fast. So I got all of that together, got it put out there, and then this happened the last time I put up a poll. I get all of the choices out there, and then I'm like, wait a minute, let me check on Modern Times, because I checked on the other three options. I checked on, but not Modern Times. I've been seeing it sitting there for months. That's why I wanted to recommend it, sitting there on Tubi. Anyway, hop back over there, and they did not have it on there. So I said, fuck. Wait, whoa, wait. Let me go over to YouTube. And so that's what I did. I went over to YouTube and searched for, you put in Modern Times, it only brings up the one movie. It's from 1936. But so that is still available. It is just over on YouTube. And since I mentioned the poll, let me drop this in the chat room. Uh, yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's the poll for this month. And the options are again, it's a Modern Times 1936. It's a Charlie Chaplin film. Also has Paulette Goddard. It is, well, I have a section of time in my life called Modern Times because I like this movie so much. Just to put it lightly, it's in my top 25. Um, I like it more than City Lights, and City Lights is very good. If you get a chance to watch that as well, check it out. They still talk about it to this day for a reason. Michael said, "Sorry, I had to step away to refill vodka. Did I miss anything?" No, I'm just saying hi and going over the options for the movie poll for this month. All right, on cue. Glad you made it. Modern Times, even if you've never seen it, if you don't know anything about Charlie Chaplin, nothing at all, the one, it does have a few famous scenes, but the one you will recognize is it's like this fella going through like these gears and he kind of gets stuck and he works on a few of them, then they like reverse him and pull him back out. I think that's even the cover art for it, so that's not a spoiler. That's where that comes from. It's something that you have to have seen somewhere. It's around. The second option is The Trip from 1967. This is the person who recommended it is frankly, they said they haven't seen it either, but it is again on YouTube and it's from the 60s, so it might be kind of trippy. Who knows? I'll give it a shot. That's kind of the point of these. It's okay for me to watch something I've never seen before. And then since this next movie, this one came up, it was almost neck and neck with the Boondock Saints last month. And then if I look back at the poll, it's got more, since the poll closed, it has more numbers. So since it was this popular, let me throw it in again. And that is The Man Who Would Be King from 1975. I believe Sean Connery, Michael Caine. This one is on Tubi. Have not seen it, but to judging by the cast, it can't be bad. And then the last option, this was also, these were all recommended by Frank. I chose Modern Times. You guys chose the rest. This is Sidekicks from 1992. It's a Chuck Norris film. I believe it also has Beau Bridges. Again, I've never seen a Chuck Norris film, so that will be a new one on me. So this is going up. This will be live for, rather than doing a poll on Monday and closing it on Saturday, this way we get an entire week to vote on it. So you have until, yeah, let me finish that thought. You have until a week from today, so that will be February 8th at 7 p.m. to get your vote in. And we'll see. I wasn't sure about putting in another movie again, but since it did so well in the last poll, it's like, hey, let's give it another shot. Maybe it gets through. And so John Rogers said Titus Vodka, but that made me think of the movie Titus from 1999. The brought it up before, pardon me. The Anthony Hopkins, Jessica Lange. Oh man, it has other folks in it too. I kind of don't want to spoil the entire cast. Michael Fago was her pick king, not mine. Oh, Titos. My bad. Titos. Wasn't there like a Titos Lannister? But yeah, speaking of next week, since well, February is going to be kind of busy because Frank decided to do not one but two Saturday shows, so that's awesome. I don't know if we're going to get to see Jay Gulanello eat a cookie, but I'm not the only person who wants to see that. People like Frank brought it up on he tweeted about it, and there's people in the comments like, "Hey, where's the Chips Ahoy for Jay? That's what I voted for." Thinking me too. But so with that in mind, Frank did officially say February the 8th and the 22nd he is doing Saturday shows. So that will be next Saturday and then skip a week, and then the last Saturday of this month. That's all he's said so far. He has not said an exact time. He did at one point say 9 p.m., but that was before he said he was doing 2 shows in February. So with that in mind, I'm just running with what I've heard come out of the man's mouth. So if he does a show next week at 9 p.m., great, we can still do a show here. The only difference would be I would have to go live at 6:30 rather than 7, just because I will need that half hour in between to let this cool down and blow fans on it so it doesn't melt. That way I can spend 2 hours, quite frankly, and not, like typing on the surface of the sun. And then I assume that's what he would do on the 22nd as well, is just do go live at 9 p.m. again. Could go earlier. He has not said that yet. Right now, that's just all we know. So with that in mind, wait, one, two, but final 1, 2, 3. Well, with that in mind, I do want to have 3 weeks for us to watch whatever film we do choose. So that would make the review for the film that we choose on the 8th happen on March the 1st, which will be a Saturday. And that's just fine. It doesn't, we don't have to do the review in the same month that we watch the movie in, and it's close enough. Plus, if it's a situation where it's a movie that is on Tubi and they do tend to take off movies at the very end of the month, in that situation, it would just mean like half a day less to watch whatever film it is. But we got a whole 3 weeks, so there's time to watch a less than 2 hour movie. Like, for example, Modern Times is like an hour and 36 minutes. I could have sworn it was longer, but it's not. It's like an hour and a half. And then, worst case scenario, if Frank does decide, hey, I'm doing a Saturday show at 7 p.m., be there. We'll kind of wait and see, because I sort of don't want to be going live at 5 p.m. or even, 4:30 p.m. and doing a 2 hour show. I mean, I could, but it would get into the place where I would be waiting 2 weeks to do another show. So I would start getting like the DTs. And I don't know if I can put myself through that. But we'll see. As of right now, if we just go with what Frank has said, then if he does do a 9 p.m. show, we can still do a show here, because I don't want to leave folks hanging for an extra week with the poll or something like that. So I do want to, keep things going on this channel, but I still want to have fun over it, quite frankly. It's a delicate balance, but it always works out. Michael said my mileage outran my age. Damn. King 40 says, I'm 60 and I still hit the brown liquor hard. LMAO. Damn straight. Brown liquor's where it's at. I was never, like, I will drink vodka. There's nothing wrong with it. I just don't, like, I like gin. It's just something weird about shooting clear liquor. Again, I didn't pay for it. If I go to somebody's house, they got vodka, I'm not going to complain about it. I'm still doing shots. But if it's my choice, I would, if it's clear alcohol, I'll just drinking it straight than gin. I will do clear rum, but that's only for if you're making a mojito. Because if you're doing shots, just get the 100 proof Captain Morgan. And no chaser, no chaser. King 40 Wild Turkey 101. Yeah, because it was Captain Morgan. It's normally 70 proof. Then they came up with the 100 proof stuff. Dude, hell yeah. And never, again, I don't mix it, so I don't do like the rum and coke thing. Like if I'm in a bar, I would, just because I'm not sitting there trying to get, shit-faced drunk. I'm just trying to even it out. But in general, I'd rather do shots of it. And then this is what will kind of I will still go through with it, but this really does put me off even worse. Is if like say you're shooting vodka, but you are chasing it and you've only got brown pop, or like say you're doing shots of whiskey, and the only pop you have is like 7 Up. I don't like if you're drinking, if you're shooting clear liquor, have clear soda. If you're shooting brown liquor, have brown soda. If that's all you can get, that's all you can get. But if you have a choice, don't do that. Why would I? Maybe it's just like a looks thing. I don't even know if it's a taste thing. It just feels wrong. John Rogers, yeah, Shane, they did away with Bacardi 151. Yeah, because I was like a beer drinker until I got to have some moonshine. I was like, where has this stuff been? Hold on, I forgot my drink. Oh, I forgot. Put that right there. Now, do you do any like fruity mixed drinks? I'm not calling anybody gay, but it's mostly guys in here right now. Um, I don't know, are there fruity drinks that straight guys drink? Are you allowed to drink a daiquiri, or is that too? I know you can't do things like drink wine coolers, and what's really I even made fun of this at one of my jobs, and then somebody didn't like it and they proved my point. How they are taking, first of all, what sparkling water, just no, it tastes like TV static. But what they started doing a few years ago is just taking the TV static water and putting alcohol in it. What kind of pussy is drinking alcoholic water? And I said something, I was at work, so I couldn't swear, but I was just saying how that's like so lightweight and just so like, like drink some real alcohol, drink an actual wine cooler, drink some fucking Zima before you drink this just alcohol water. And I'm just going off about what kind of person would drink that. And then here's my boss, who was one of my bosses. She was one of these people who like I could have you can look at people and tell what's wrong with them. I would have sworn up and down, hand to heaven, this lady was type 2 diabetic. But then a few months later, she had to tell me she was, because she just found out. And I'm thinking, I knew that back when I got hired. You couldn't figure it out. One of these like fear porn, types, really like pushing what like the fear porn with the grandchildren. Just a very bad person. But so I was saying all that about like the alcoholic water. Hey, I drink that stuff and it's good. And I'm thinking, oh my god, you just proved my point, you fucking NPC. Ugh. King 40, I do, and my daughter busted my balls for drinking girly drinks. It's supposed to have an umbrella in it. Michael, Daddy's girl, she's beautiful but scares me. King 40, I'll try anything once. Yeah, it's, like if it's that embarrassing, you can just, drink it at home, close all the windows, lock the doors, if it's something like that. Well, you remember Wayne's World, and they get that giant cocktail, and Garth can't figure out how to drink from it. There's like umbrellas and straws and like sparklers and stuff and all this, and it's blue. Yeah, like something like that. You can, drink when the guys can't see you. Hey man, strawberry daiquiri's good. I don't care who you are. I used to. My thing was I would get the back when Boone's Farm, you could get two for $5. Dating myself with that, but that's not enough to like have a buzz that lasts you through the rest of the night. So I would get the like strawberry daiquiri stuff and mix in 99 bananas, so it would become strawberry banana. And if you don't know what that is, I don't know if they still sell it, but 99 bananas is just 99 proof banana flavored clear liquor. Oh, Jenna, glad you made it. So that was my drink for I want to say 2003 when we were doing that. Not this not like the one was strawberry, but you could see through it. Not the kind you could see through. It was just strawberry daiquiri. You couldn't see through it. What else was there? And then so Frank's well, Monday he went to argue about the building. What the hell's wrong with you guys trying to turn this into apartments? It sounds like they decided it was too much work to tear it down and build it back up or fix up half of it, leave the rest of it. Like it sounds like they just put up their hands and said, "Fuck it, we're out. We don't care anymore." I think that's what I heard. So that being the case, Frank initially had said there was going to be a second town hall meeting on February the 24th, but since they don't want to fight over the building, they gave up like some bitches. And Frank won't have to go to another town hall, so that means he will be on February 24th. That's a Monday. So I'm glad I didn't tweet it out. So like it's a little bit up in the air, kind of like maybe like 10%, but on the whole, expect to just be it quite frankly that day. That's what I'm expecting to do. Um, and the other thing hmm, was that I think it was okay. I will get to that. Right on cue. I know what you mean, Nikki. Yeah, and I mean, like, I wasn't driving after I was doing all that drinking. I think I was like hanging out at my boyfriend's house, and I was gonna crash there. So I said, like, I'll be fine to drive home. I've only had 2 bottles of wine full of extra alcohol and whatever else we had, and yeah. John Rogers said, I remember MD 2020 would take you on a wild night. The Mad Dog, though, that rot gut, the cheapest alcohol in the place. Jenna said, "You should call your lives QF recap." LOL. It's kind of I was kind of thinking of what to do. Just like the only reason I call like balcony chat through the week and then Nikki M at 7 p.m. on the weekend is just to like differentiate. So at a glance, I can tell if I was on a weekday or a weekend because I can't keep the days straight in my head. But yeah, I was thinking about that today. I do need to make some like little tweaks. I need to get better at taking notes for quite frankly because I'll be having a great time and then I look over at my notes and I've like literally written down like the date and maybe one other thing. So I need to start thinking of doing that and that will make that way I could like say fill out a 2 hour show talking about 5 days quite frankly. But I jump around so much; it is sort of hard to stay on topic. Somebody might say something, then we're talking about movies or music or food. Michael, yeah, Sunday afternoon coffee hour. Actually, King 40 did mention this, and I have thought of this, months before. It is a good idea. I'm glad he brought it up. But he mentioned doing a recap show after, quite frankly. That is an excellent idea. That is a prime time to be online. It's funny he said that. He said that on I swear that was on Tuesday. Tuesday? No, it would have been Wednesday. Dude, I was falling out so bad. I was so tired. I got up so late. I usually get up at 6 some days when I have to go out. And it was like a half hour left of the show, and I was barely hanging on. And then I realized it was a bad anniversary and I shouldn't have been thinking about that kind of stuff and it all kind of brought me down. But like I wasn't like depressed, it just made me like tired sooner. So like if there was a way I could stay up 2 extra hours after quite frankly and talk about the show, that would be great. I can't do that. Sometimes I'm asleep at 9:30. Sometimes I see 10 o'clock, possibly 10:30, but then I just nod out with everything on. I don't go to sleep. I pass out. So unfortunately, I could not do a show after Frank. Plus, my eyes would be too tired. I'm just too old for it. Like that. That's something else somebody could like fill in on. And I can't process what I just saw either. But yeah, they could like talk about the show afterwards and recap it. That is a great like place to do a show at if you're able to. Right on cue because you're busy being hilarious. LOL. It's just it's so you have to be in the moment. You can't look away to do anything else because you're gonna miss something. Like I'll think about getting up to grab something and be like, "Oh, I'm glad I didn't because this person said this, then I can react to it." And so that there's a lot going on in the moment, and it happens real fast and jumps around a lot, which I do like since that's the way my brain is set up, and I've been used to doing it for 10 years. But yeah, if like if I could, I would. But since I can't, that is a good spot because not every like some Franklies do go live at 9 p.m., but there's not another Frankly that I follow that I see is uploading consistently at 9 p.m. So that is a good time slot. Dennis said I get really involved in reading chat that I don't hear Frank. LOL. Yeah, sometimes me too. I'll be honest. I can keep things pretty much 50-50, but sometimes it's a little more Frank, sometimes it's a little more chat room. And then if I've got two chat rooms going on, then that's just it's usually okay since I'll be on Twitch and that's a much slower room with just a real handful of people versus YouTube, which sometimes that never stops. Oh, you are dumb too. Glad you made it. Talking about MD 2020, often called by its nickname Mad Dog, as an American fortified wine. That MD stands for its producer, Mogan David. MD 2020 has an alcoholic content that varies by flavor from 13 to 18%. Okay, that's a bit much. Moon Bunny, glad you made it. Just talking about the schedule of Saturday shows because Frank's gonna be doing some Saturday shows. Michael said I fought an entire Mexican bar on Wild Turkey. All my Mexican friends just tried to drag me out. Like, oh, don't mind him. He's just having a white boy moment. Oh. Yes, I do want to shout out. This is awesome. I see my sub count is now up to. I had to scratch it out. I was wrong the first time. It's two. Last time I looked today, 214 subscribers. So thank you guys for subscribing and having the notifications turned on. Now, I don't know, it might show this for you. It might say I have 10,000 views on the channel now. It's honestly like 9,982, but by tomorrow, and that is 2 days behind. So by tomorrow, possibly the next day, I'll see that hit 10K. That's awesome for a channel that's hasn't been uploading for a year yet. So thanks for watching the videos, all the clicks, all the shares, all that. That is the shit. And the other awesome thing I did, I don't think I can do any better than this. Ironing speed run, I was done. Like, okay, second track, I can't give you anything but love. I was finishing up and I was not even trying to rush. I don't think I can do it any better than that. Like I'll be finishing up the first CD, like holy shit, I'm almost finished. And if I didn't go over a couple of places, maybe I would have gotten done a bit sooner. I don't know what that is time wise, but like minutes wise, if it's an hour, that's awesome. That's down from 2 hours. So I guess I'm learning how to iron. That fucking blew my mind. I can't believe I did that. Didn't get high. I didn't do anything different. You ordered them to sing Bali High, Hai, was the first stable flavor added table wine. Johnson refers to Bali High as a table wine upon the basis of its alcohol content rather than its flavor. June 1st, 1972. Michael, Cholo Bar in Denver, terrible idea. That sounds like, oh my God. Sounds like there's a fight there or a shooting there every night. And also on Saturday, Sunday. Bro, I'm getting so far into Dark Shadows. I'm caught up to where like I've been all the way through the beginning, so now I'm just basically rewatching episodes that I've already seen at least twice before and just taking hella notes. I got through 17 episodes in one day. That's a lot, but then things sort of that was I was at episode 201, and if you know what happens between episodes say 201 and 218, you realize why I had to slow down. So like I think the other day I maybe got through like 5 episodes. But that's still not bad. I'm still plugging through. And again, Dark Shadows is on Tubi. I've got the links for it in the description since it's broken up into the beginning and then Dark Shadows proper. Since they had a cast change and things got busy, so Tubi has it broken up into two parts. I believe it is also on Pluto TV, but they don't have the beginning. They start off at like not even 210, maybe episode like 209. It's so odd. Michael, what about a good Zima? I've never had Zima. We always made fun of that when we were kids. Pardon me. We didn't even drink back then, and we made fun of Zima. So I'm in a great place in Dark Shadows. And then I do like, now, do you guys remember months and months ago when I was saying Frank should do two shows? One show should be people with like terrible relationship stories. And then, like, say the next night, people can have their good relationship stories. He's kind of doing that with he wants folks to call in with like the horrible breakup stories and just like pettiness and things like that. And then, like, say on the 13th, he did say the 13th, and then the next night will be, I was going to say Thanksgiving, Valentine's Day, and he's going to have his wife and his daughter in there, and then that's when he's going to talk about the good relationship stuff. So, like, he is doing, I didn't bring this up to Frank, I just said it to you guys, but Frank's doing my idea. So that is so cool. I can't, like, I hope it goes through because, you know, we're going to be hearing some stories and the chat room's going to be like, oh, this is like my relationship and then that motherfucker. Yeah, so that's going to be fun to hear. You know, again, kind of sad because it's bad things happening to people that we like. But the next night, we're going to get the happy, good relationship type of stories. So it won't sting for too long. My nose is just dripping a little bit. Jenna said, I drank some Zima with a lime. That might not be bad. For example, if you do have to get a rum and Coke, if they put a little lime on there, or if they offer it, go for it. It just adds a little something to it. It's good. You're dumb too. Most embarrassing story would be fun. What's yours? My most embarrassing story? Oh, I don't know. Cause that I was a very easily embarrassed when I was like younger, like a kid. And now like I told you that underwear story where I'm like ripping open this pack of little girls' underwear I just bought to like and walking into the man's bathroom just to put them on and walk back out. And it was, yeah. I wouldn't feel like embarrassed, like, oh, you know, I wasn't like blushing at the time because like I saw the joke in it. Embarrassing. I would have to think about that. Like I'm embarrassed when I make typos and have to like quickly um I think it's remove. Yeah, yeah. You have to like right click and like scroll up and hit remove, and that feels like an hour just to like scroll that tiny little bit away on the screen. Like that feels embarrassing. I feel embarrassed a lot. Like if I like reach out to somebody and I never hear back from them, that feels embarrassing. Oh, I do know my most embarrassing story. It's so embarrassing I can't tell it. Um, I'll have to think of like the second most embarrassing story. Uh, but that's a good idea. You are dumb too. I like that. I'm actually gonna write that down so I have a chance to remember it. It's embarrassing when I spell the word embarrass wrong. All these fucking R's and S's. It just wants it all. It's being very French about the letters. Lisa Gray, glad you made it. Stumbling in, FML. I am frustratingly becoming an expert at figuring out how to defrost 200 feet of sump pump hose. Still major flooding. My foundation is cracking. Oh shit. I just drowned a booze double shot. Dude, fuck yeah. Oh my god. That pump needs to get pumping. Where's Big Pump? You need to get King 40 up there. That's the guy. Moon Buddy Frank watching the show for ideas. um, because we know his mom does. Maybe she mentioned it to him. I'm not taking credit for Frank's idea. Like that's something he might have stumbled upon anyway, because he always does something for Valentine. I keep wanting to call it Thanksgiving, but for Valentine's Day. At least since he got married, but then he got married in 2017, and I've been around for 20 since 2015, so that's almost the whole time I've been here. Michael, yeah, Nikki's stream turning into double A. You have to give yourself to a higher power and realize sometimes you just need to get fucked up on an entire bottle of whiskey because that's how life is. Jenna, people with low self-esteem have many embarrassing moments. LOL. Yeah, it's like do you mean like say like if you're like walking with something and you trip and fall in front of people and then they laugh at you type of embarrassing? Or like the toilet paper on the heel and you're walking out of the bathroom, everybody's pointing and laughing. Because ever since things changed for me over 10 years ago, I sort of don't care. So like things that would have embarrassed me before don't embarrass me now. Plus, when I called into, quite frankly, for the first time, I was talking about embarrassing myself, and Frank basically said something along the lines of like, "Dude, all the stuff we've done on shows all these years, like it's you can't think about embarrassing yourself. You just go for it, just do it. Who the hell cares?" And it sort of like took away some of my fear and my nerve because I'd been watching the show for 9 months. I call in, I'm nervous as hell. He's like, "Hey, don't worry about embarrassing yourself. Nobody cares. Nobody thinks back about that stuff as much as you yourself do. It's fine." You were dumb too. It took me 5 minutes to type the question. It's a good question. Um, hmm. Lisa Gray said, "I miss my husband's strength. Bless him." Absolutely. Michael, I hope Bureau isn't watching tonight. She'll pop in at like certain times. Quite frankly, it makes me think either she just has excellent timing, which could be it because she's a Capricorn, or she's just sitting and watching the whole time and just doesn't comment until she has something to say, and that wasn't until the end of the show. Like when that lady, "Oh, I love you, Frank. I want you to meet my son." All of a sudden, she's typing, "You can't have him." It's like, oh shit, she's here. She saw you say that. WTF. Okay, yeah. Frank's schedule. Things going well. Movies. Oh, I know I wanted to say this came up at one of Frank's coffee chats maybe 2 weeks ago. It's an old note. I wrote it down. I don't know why I skipped past it, but those I didn't know I was pregnant type of stories because there was a TV show and that's all it was about. It wasn't really my thing. It was something like it's on TV, you check it out for a few episodes, you realize they're all the same and then you just move on. Because every single one, it's some chick who now let me back up a bit and say I have watched a lot of Teen Mom too, and that's basically this. The premise is always the same. It's always a girl whose parents never spoke to her about sex. It's and then next thing you know, she's banging some loser who won't even get a job to support the drug habit, and they think he's going to get a job to support some chick with acne who is, like she was nothing small before, and she's, pregnant, so she's getting bigger. Like, you think this guy's going to do anything for this chick he doesn't give a fuck about? No. And they always end up with some girl holding a baby, usually a girl sitting in bed crying. So I'm like, oh, this is just a comedy show. They always end up the same. So anyway, I didn't know these they were pregnant stories. Yeah, Jenna did mention that. She mentioned the not knowing they were pregnant thing because every single one, it's like July, and here's a chick who is either still wearing a sweater or she's wearing like a bikini or a bathing suit that she is way too big for. Like, that did not fit when you put it on. And you must live with vampires. You must live in a house with no mirrors and no friends, and you just walked out in the daytime because the vampires were asleep. You can't see yourself in the mirror, and then here you are, huge in a two-piece. Like, no, I couldn't tell. I can, and I don't know you. I could look at that picture and be like, it's like a regular girl with her in like just a regular girl, and then she's there with her friend who doesn't know she's pregnant. Air quotes. It's like, hey, a normal girl and a chick with some kind of, eating disorder. Why are you getting that big that fast? And then suddenly they're going into labor and their water breaks. And I didn't know. All I did was gain weight for 9 months and have weird eating habits and it basically all the pregnancy symptoms every single time. So, like, no, I didn't know. I know. Ask me to just send me a DM. Nikki, am I pregnant? Take a picture of yourself. Let's see. Yeah, girl, you need to you need to get one of those sticks. Um, Michael, for real, that's your creation. I created my religion and who I am online. That's I want to say that's it. It doesn't sound like a lot, but it's a whole religion and it's a whole life. That's not real life. So it's a lot. You do have to keep up with it. Lisa Gray, I see some chicks dressed ridiculously and wonder what the fuck do they see their mirrors amazing. Like, you see these people, it's like you must have no friends or just like the electric company shut everything off yesterday and you just got dressed in the dark real quick and ran out. Because I've mentioned this before, what I saw a lot at the uh factory was these girls who maybe about a year before they started working there, they decided they need to start, drinking and partying and hanging out with losers, and they haven't bought clothing since then. So they have to like pull up their pants and dance into them because they don't fit, and they're too stupid to buy a belt, or maybe they use their belt for other reasons, so they don't wear it around their waist. Lots of junkies in there. Chicks higher than eagle pussy, like, do I look sleepy? Like, sleepy don't is not the word. You look comatose. Sorry. Oh, Jenna said the doctor broke her water. Yeah, and I'm sure you knew you were pregnant before. So it's like these chicks don't realize they're getting bigger, even though all they do is like drink and eat and bang losers. I didn't know I was pregnant. You were done too when my wife's water broke at 3 a.m. I guess I said you sure didn't pee your pee. Sure you didn't pee your pants? Like, honey, you can tell me. I'm not going to tell anybody. Michael, breakups are usually personality disorders from a particular side. Breakups to me seem like just, well, looking back at myself, it's either, you didn't like say see all the red flags at the start, or you just get bored with them. Like you are, like that, not as advertised. You were shinier on the display case. The shine done wore off. Jenna said, my ex still reminds me what I said to the doctor when he said it's time for an enema before delivery. I said to my hubby, take me home. He laughed so hard. Like, no, I'm pregnant. We're not using that hole. The other one, doctor. Sounds like he didn't know what the fuck he was doing. You remember on Scrubs, there was always that one doctor who always he made everybody drop their pants. Like, oh, doctor, I got this cut on my forehead. Oh, I'll take a look at that. Just drop your pants. Puts on his glove. Yeah, so it's what, current year? Women don't even know their own bodies. Jenna said, my doctor liked to clean delivery. Yeah, I realize that there can be a mess, to put it nicely. Okay, still kind of gay. Yeah, the Tuesday show, that was when Frank was talking about doing his Saturday shows on February 8th and the 22nd. And he said the Zells are going to be on February the 4th. I don't know what day of the week that is, but I know it's next week. So that is awesome. I know he never gives them enough time to speak. Like he forgets there's two of them. So we'll have them on in the last, say, 15 minutes and then the show runs over. It doesn't matter. He's having the Zells on. I don't remember the last time they were on, but he's going to have them on. And I want to say that, yeah, that was the same day. Okay, in the middle of Frank's episode, Jay is for Justice podcast shows up, and she is the chick who had the Zells on most recently. They were on a few channels last year. She had them on, I forget when. I've got it in my the Zells playlist, so I don't have to remember. I was there. So like that, it's like, oh my god, I tagged her, said hi, thanked her for having the Zells on. She's like, okay, sure, it was my pleasure. I'm thinking, fuck yeah, cool chick. Anyway, later on in the episode, somebody comes in, they're like, oh, like Frank mentions the Zells, and this dude's like, oh, dude, I just listened to that true crime podcast with the Zells. I was so fucked up. I'm like, yeah, wasn't it great? They were on two others. Look up Miss Shorty and look up the Jays for Justice podcast. And I tagged her because she was there. They're like, oh, cool, thanks. So I hope that person did. Right on cue. Honestly, I think you'd have to be mentally retarded to not know you're pregnant until the day you deliver. Yep, that's what it is. That's an NPC walking around. Duh. Jenna said, I finally figured out who the whistleblower looks like. I'll wait and tell you when you discuss it. All right. Lisa, yeah, what's with the inebriated women calling Frank lately? Frank, listen, I gotta tell you about this thing, man. Coughing fit, coughing fit, coughing fit, mute. And then the next chick was drunker. Like I hope the callers like start speaking. Somebody said like time was slowing down. That's why they were talking so slow. Like tell us what you're on. I mean, like it honestly, I was like, it's like people like rail a line of Xanax, wait 10 minutes for it to kick in, and then they start 914. Is Frank there? Michael, I was homeless for a day. I know it gets much worse, but damn, that crushed me. Yeah. Ugh. Jenna, I've heard some girls still having a period during pregnancy. I've heard that too. Like they'll just have like, like spotting or whatever, and they just think, oh, it's just my regular time of the month. But now I did work with the lady. I did not know she was pregnant because she was an older lady. She was like mid 40s. This woman, like, she already had like a little bit of weight on her, but she did not gain at all. And it's I'm the type of person I recognize people by about like a certain size. So if they lose a lot of weight or gain a lot of weight, I'll just know it. Because like I sort of just go by like shapes, not specific details. If this woman got like huge, I would have noticed because unfortunately I had to work with her a lot and she sucked. One of these Bible beating people, next thing you know, she's having this baby out of wedlock. But what happened was I went in one day to pick up my check and they're like, oh my God, oh, Nikki, girl, did you hear about Terry, Sister Terry? We called her. And I'm like, no. I'm thinking I just worked with her last week. Like, is she dead? Did she get hurt? Oh my God, what? She just went to work and went home. What'd she do? Girl, she had a baby. It's like, we're talking about the same person, right? The one who works here? Here. Girl, she had a baby. And it's like, she didn't know. And I guess she had like found out maybe, let's say a week or so before. But she was waiting to tell like our boss, but she did not have a chance to, and then just went to labor and just had it. Just King 40 saying, he said, my daughter is a big Trump supporter and she got into a heated debate with her fiance. He told me about it, not her. He backed down and changed his mind. LMAO, yeah, set his ass straight. Right on cue, people are extra stressed out, slash depressed, slash scared around here too, getting drunk and high more and bigger. What did you say, Michael? Love stunks? What? Right on cue, most of the population probably has PTSD with all the crazy shit happening almost daily. Yeah, they let the news dictate their feelings. There you go. Michael said, King 40 is beautiful and I'm scared of her. You're a good father. Talking about his daughter. Oh, no, that might not be a thing. But yeah, no, that might not even happen. I won't bring it up about February 24th. Frank was talking about live streaming and if he had to go to that public hearing town hall, but he might not have to do that. So just never mind all that. Oh, somebody commented, I forget about what, but the comment was, she needs to go back to Whore Island. Oh yeah, I guess there was a public notice on the building, so it's just like somebody just nailed something to the door and just walked away. And I guess the old studio was a fire trap, where the first studio from at least from 2015, the one that I saw. One night the building caught fire, and if Frank had not been there, the whole building would have burnt up. I remember him telling us that story. So yikes! And then somebody had this idea for the I believe that's a call. Wait. Oh, whoops. Sorry about that. Go ahead and call back. I don't know why it didn't chime off. It told me I missed the call. Here we go. Oh, and hello. Oh, what's up? How you doing?
It's me.
King 40, what's up?
Hey, how you doing? Hey, if you don't mind, I'd like to take a couple minutes of your show just to talk about a couple of things there. Is that
Oh,
all right with you?
oh, sure, go ahead.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Oh yeah, go right ahead, man. Speak your piece.
Okay. First of all, I like your movie thing that you're doing there, right?
Yeah, thank you.
And no problem. And that movie I suggested to you from 1985, Runaway Train.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's free on YouTube. I don't know how long it'll be free, but let me tell you something right now. You're gonna fucking love it. Oh, language. Sorry.
That's all right. I
But
looked it up. I like the cast. If they I want to throw that in the mix for next month actually. It looks good.
Oh yeah, no. Yeah, no. I'm not pushing you to do it right now. It was just a suggestion,
Yeah.
and it stars John Voight, big supporter of the God Emperor Bush. Um, but if I could also say too, funny thing, right? When I was talking in the chat room about my daughter busting my onions about drinking girly drinks, here's the thing, right? We was at a liquor store one time shopping for wine, right? And I love a good Riesling or Riesling. I don't know how they call that. The German wine there. You know what I'm
Riesling,
talking
yeah.
about? Riesling, very sweet wine. And my daughter is more into like Chardonnays and dry wines. And she was picking that out. And I'm like, nah, let's get a good Riesling here. And she's like, Daddy, why you always gotta drink girly drinks? And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Girly drinks? It's wine. It's sweet. She goes, sweet, Daddy. Sweet drinks are for girls. And I'm like, oh, really? Really? I said, so I eat candy bars too. Does that make me a fucking girl? Because I like sweet stuff eating candy bars. Don't call me a girl for fucking that. And she was like, yeah, whatever, Daddy, whatever. Nah, she's a good kid, though. She's a good kid. But she busts my onions hard sometimes. It's funny. She's a good kid, but, you know, a lot of people can't get away with busting my onions. I mean, people can. I don't care. Anybody can bust my onions. I don't care. But there's only certain people that are really good at it, and she's one of them.
Just
I
keep,
guess she learned from the best, right?
yeah, she's just keeping you on your toes.
Yeah, I have no problem with that. I didn't get mad. I was just like, yo, what are you talking about? I eat Three Musketeers bars. That makes me a girl too?
Not at all, not at all. You're just sweet at heart.
No. Oh, Mixer, thank you. I appreciate that. I try. I really do try.
Absolutely. Those are good wines too. I like me some white wines.
Yeah, and I don't know. I like sweet wines. I mean, I don't mind dry wines, but I'm more partial to the sweet ones. I don't know.
It's
And that don't mean
situational.
I got sugar in the tank. That don't mean I got sugar in the tank, people. All right? It don't mean that.
That's all right. Yeah, it's you it's like when your friends gotta like kind of just rib you, just give you a hard time just for liking
Of
things you like.
course.
It's healthy.
Listen, Nixter, if I can dish it out, I gotta be able to take it. That's the way I look at it.
That's true.
I
That's
don't
true.
get mad at none of that. I don't get mad at none of that stuff. If you can get me with a good zinger, you got me, and I'll give you all the credit in the world.
Yep, yep. So yeah, tell me something I haven't heard before. I'm the same way.
You know what I'm talking about? But hey, listen, you do a great show, very enjoyable. I gotta head into the night shift, and you and Frankie, before I head into work, I don't go into work until 10 o'clock. But between 7 and 9, Frankie's show, and now you, it's a very pleasant experience before I go into the job that I hate.
Oh, not yeah. I had that too. I had my routine before I had to go on my job. I fucking hated it, but it's if you have something to make you happy before you go in, it makes time go by fast. So I'm glad I can do that for you.
Absolutely. Keep it up, Nixter. Thank you for taking my call, and you have a great night.
Well, thank you for calling. Have a good shift. Screw those guys.
Thank you, baby.
Sure thing. Bye bye.
All right.
I hope you guys could hear that. Thank you for calling in, King 40. I don't know why it didn't chime off the first time, but yeah, somebody asked. Crystal Pistol, yeah, I do have the phone line set up. It's in the description. It's 419 359 8869. And that just goes directly to. Oh, myself. I haven't used. I don't. I'm not used to talking on the phone. That's why it's even more awkward than doing a live show. But yeah, I do have the phone line opened up. It's just there's no call screener, and again, nothing's gonna pop up, so people can. Nobody's gonna see your phone number or your like last name or something like that. Crystal Pistol. I don't like wine, but killed 2 bottles on Christmas. LOL. Like I had to get drunk. Ugh. Yeah, if 419 is it's like the Toledo Sandusky area. It sort of lets you pick a number from, I mean, anywhere. And I was gonna check another zip code, but literally the first number that came up ended with a 69, and none of the other numbers had a 69 anywhere in them. So it's like, yeah, let's go for this. Crystal, yeah, like Frank's phone call screener. Yeah, Nick, the call screener. Yeah, we don't have him here. Michael said Jay Dyer started getting wine moms calling in when I listened to him. Yeah, that dude's hot. He just needs to tip us. He just needs to. We don't need to see all of the books he owns. Just like tip it down so you get rid of the headspace and then do your show. But somebody mentioned writing a script in the chat room. That would be fun to do. We could spend like one whole episode like doing that. I would just need a scenario for us to build upon. Like how does Frank spend his day? Like, well, first he wakes up and then he takes a 4 hour shower, then he sets his hair. I don't know, just like something like that. But we could do that sometime. That would be so much fun. Just make up anything. It's sort of like that. Yeah, Jenna, that was you. Yeah, thank you. Sort of like that. I think it's called telephone in school, where like one person like says something into the next person's ear, and then by the time it gets all the way through all the students, the last person is just saying it's not even words. Lisa Gray said, "Just keep any type of tequila out of my sight." Yeah, that's why we can't have margaritas because Lisa comes over, sees the tequila, and then so we're just drinking just drinks with sugar on the rim. Michael said, I think 12 Tribes people listen to Frank. I think they do. But yeah, that script thing, I got that sectioned off. That is so cool. I don't need to think of just a situation for us to play with. That's so cool. Yeah, all the invaders are running back home because they're cowards. Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday. Because I had to get up early that day. And I even drank, like, I drank coffee, I drank tea, I take my pill, and I was still falling out. But just, I don't know. Just that was like, it 2 years since Gamercat had passed away. And then I realized that. And yeah, it's just like, when am I going to fall asleep tonight? Crystal Pistol, I'll drink all of the tequila before she gets here. Nice. There's never any tequila around. That's why. Yeah, Robin McCutcheon was on, so Pat on, couldn't see anything, but I was peeking a little bit, and she's got her like I think like a Christmas elf thing hanging up, and somebody's like, Christmas decorations still up? Like right when I said it, it's like, we know that's wrong. You have to have your Christmas stuff down by Epiphany. That's January 6th. And Frank has been on about this for I don't know, at least a week. The daylight savings time. Do you want it to spring forward or fall backwards, or just keep doing it the way we do it now? Oh, dude, hell yeah! John Rogers said I only have margaritas at Costa Azul. The frozen strawberry is great. I forgot about that place. I haven't been there in a minute. They got my food out so fast. I swear, like, I ordered, I hand them the menu, they're literally bringing out my plate of food. They're that fast. So, like, don't go there thinking you're gonna, at least, I couldn't even tell you how long ago it was. At over 10 years. Like, don't sit that down and think you're gonna have a conversation. Plus, it's a Mexican restaurant, so they play the music too loud. But it's loud, and you get your food quick, and then you get going. It's I guess that's good. Yeah. Is that? Yeah, Thursday we had Zach Voorhees was the guest. Oh, J5000, glad you made it. Yeah, Michael. There's nobody else called Michael. Zora, glad you made it. So this is for ladies, isn't it? It's for ladies and for guys. Crystal Pistol said a smart woman once told me to have good friends, you need to be a good friend. That's a good start. Like, don't be a dick to people and wonder why nobody wants to hang out with you. But what Zach Voorhees did, his volume was sort of low, but maybe that's because his microphone was like way back here. Because dude had his face like all you saw in the picture was his head. Like if like get closer and speak more softly. I don't know what to do because this guy, yeah, Lisa, only two genders allowed here, and cats, but those are male and female as well. So it's not like his volume was too low, but for his face being that close to the camera, you would think we would be able to hear him better. Uh, but it's still a good interview. Oh, that's the guy who looks like, is it Seth Meyers from like Saturday Night Live and all of that stuff? Well, like I'm like, okay, this guy looks like somebody, and somebody said it's like Seth Meyers, like brother or cousin, like something like that. I'm like, that's why he looks like a guy or a different guy. Oh, Pickle Gamer, glad you made it. My ears are ringing with somebody talking about farming. We were talking about wine, which you've got to farm the grapes, so that's where that came from. Yeah, J5000. Yeah, I love the whole side conversation on Zach's jewelry because he was wearing it was like it was a silver, not like made out of silver, just silver colored chain links. So I'm like, oh, are those like pop can tops? How many tops you got it? Because it wasn't like blinged out or anything. It was just silver. And it's like I'm thinking, okay, does he have a matching bracelet? He wasn't wearing earrings. And so we were just like sort of digging into his somebody said it was like a chain from a like a bike chain. I swear he wore that before. It looks so familiar. Michael, Nikki, and King keeping up the incredible double A vibes. That's funny for me because I haven't drank since April. Yeah, J5000 can tops and missing belt, making a belt. Yeah, it was your boy Death was in there. He's like, okay, I'm making a belt right now. After a little while, it's like the belt's finished. Now I'm moving on to I forget what he said, but I was like, make a shirt, like a chainmail shirt, but it's pop can tops or beer, whichever. So I'm glad we got to see his necklace really well. And then Three Dots was talking about, like, I don't know, man. I'm just all about maybe it's just because I'm all about my garden and living next to these mountains. I just really don't care about all of this, like, fear porn and just nonsense going on the news. Just wants to do his garden, live by his mountains. And I said, that's a hobbit ass comment. Michael Homie definitely has sugar in the tank, King 40. I like this white wine. I can't, I know I'm going to say it wrong because I'm not French. Um, I'm just gonna say it the wrong way. Sauvignon Blanc. It's a white wine. It's my favorite white wine, but then if you go to like say order it off of a menu, it's also the most expensive. What the hell? Pickle Gamer said, "How's your night going, Nikki?" It's going really good. I get to hang out with some Franklies and talk about the week. It's been fun. I've been looking to it forward to it all day. And let me drop this in the chat room again since we've got some more folks coming in here. I do have the poll up for the film for us to watch. Yikes, that's loud. The film for us to watch for February. J5000, Nikki likes being fancy. Yeah, you just pour it into a fancy glass, you know, like don't hold it by the bowl, hold it by the stem, sip. I didn't know it was the most expensive kind, but I was out at I think it was we've got a place called Texas Roadhouse. Haven't been there in years because they don't open until 4 p.m. But I was in there once. I was like, hey, and just look at it all, like the different kinds of wines. It's like that's the kind I like, and the price, like it's not like a huge, like a few bucks more than the other stuff. It's not like wildly more expensive, but it's like, how come the one I like is the most expensive? Michael said, "I love your chats, Nikki." Oh, thank you. Oh, Jenna, yeah, Zach looks like Jordan Sathers. That's the one. Yeah, Jenna said Zach reminded me of Jordan, the lead singer of Thriving Ivory, which does sound like a dick joke. I like that. Alicia, yeah, I like Sauvignon Blanc. Or it might be Sauvignon Blanc. You don't pronounce the C, but I just don't have a. If I say anything French, it's going to sound horrible. Yep. And tequila, but tequila doesn't like me. Like, I don't want to do like shots of tequila, but I'll do like say a margarita, something like that. Oh, damn. J5000 saying Pickled Gamer had a video game release yesterday, so we totally missed Frank's stream. It's okay. You do want to go check out the last stream, or the last, quite frankly. Pickled Gamer wines are so pretentious with their stupid names. I'm surprised they haven't made like American names for wine. Like, you know, we've got English words for other French stuff. Why not their kinds of wines? So I'm gonna make up my own. Crystal Pistol, my mama always told me I had wine taste on a champagne budget. Oh, Jenna said, I have a bottle of wine in my cabinet, which is about 10 years old, and it's called Cupcakes, like the cupcake brand. I've seen that. Michael, Frank's hair. That sounds like a like a subreddit. Oh, Dandy, glad you made it. But yeah, you've got an entire week. I was gonna say a month, an entire week to vote on the movie. Pickle Gamer, yeah, I call them red and white. Yeah. So I prefer white to red just because red wine will stain my teeth. And while you can, you know, drink coffee through a straw, you cannot drink wine through a straw. I don't care if you're by yourself and nobody's going to see you do it. You can't do that. That's not okay. Get a champagne taste with a beer wallet. Yep. John Rogers, yeah, at least Frank got his computer fixed today. He keeps doing these updates that keep fucking something up, so he's got to call Jim Lee to fix it. And apparently it's something to do with Xbox. Fuck Xbox. They got on my bad side the same day my buddy died in 2014. Fuck you. J5 said, I got MTHFR, genetic mutation, the motherfucker genetic mutation. I don't drink often. When I do, I stick to alcohol from Europe. It is purer and doesn't have all the fillers and crap. Yeah, I believe it. Michael, lumbar pads for your back? That would be, ooh, that sounds good. Do they heat up? Do they vibrate? Are there magnets in them? J5 Frank needs to learn technology. Like as much as he knows, it seems like there's something like just beyond, like a step beyond what he knows, and then just like stuff just falls apart. So it's like fuck, he's got to call up Jim Lee or somebody. Pickled Gamer, thank you. Yeah, Xbox sucks. Boo, those pricks. Ugh. Frigging Xbox. The day my buddy died, that afternoon, I got an email from those assholes. Now, this was October 31st, 2014. They sent an email talking about, oh, starting on December 1st, we're going to take away all of your access to, like at the time, I had my tablet and there was like Xbox Music. So I had music on there. Well, that was their email saying that they were going to take that away in a month. Could not have sent it on a worst day. Like, this is the absolute worst day of my life. Fuck you. So ever since then, like I never liked Xbox. I never played on one, and I won't touch one now. There's a meme of one used as a doorstop. That's what they deserve. Crystal Pistol. I'm sure Frank knows more than I with tech. Yeah, I'm sure he knows way more than me too. Pickled Gamer said Frank needs to learn technology as well as King knows broads. Why is it so damn hot? Oh, it's because the heater's on. Holy shit, is that how that works? And then we got into this we usually end up talking about AI technology. And some people are already sucking on its cock, and the rest of us call it fake and gay. And so Brenda said, just spill a Coke on it. Just, oops. Oh no. How could this have happened? Oh no. How did it get everywhere? Spill it in the shape of a penis and walk out. Michael said, homie Michael ought to unblock me. Yeah, whatever happened to that other Michael? Is it like Highlander that can be only one, so his head's gone? And this is the guy. He's the one. Like I said something once, maybe a month ago, and I forget the context under which I said it, but this guy keeps repeating it back at least once a show when he shows up. A fella named Steve Robinson says, I love getting my brain jerked off by Frank. Crystal Pistol, the Coke will eat it. Yeah. Eat it up. Because have you ever had like power go out for most of the afternoon? What's AI gonna do then? J5, I saw that from Brenda and it was perfect. I lost my shit. Just like, oops. That's what I did. I accidentally spilled like a little bit of coffee on my It didn't like I sort of had some pills sitting out, but I hadn't taken my vitamins yet, so I just popped those real quick. Lisa, yeah, did somebody say Coke? Yeah, yeah, yes, Coke with a lowercase c. It didn't make a mess because I had like a napkin down, so it kind of absorbed most of the stuff. But I had my bobby pins sitting out, so it's like, ah, screw it. They're just bobby pins. I'm not gonna wash them. Dusty Blue, glad you made it. King 40 said, Frank, you don't need to learn that. He needs better people to support him. Windows just needs to stop being a dick. Pickled Gamer said, King, I light up when I hear you on Frank's show. Oh, we owe you Bill Cooper. Glad you made it. Said, sorry I'm late. It's all good. You can always go back and watch the show. It's best to watch these within 23 hours and 58 minutes in case YouTube decides I said something it didn't like and takes it down. But I stay away from that topic that got me in trouble before. Crystal Pistol Coke, but no tequila. I would rather do Coke than I'd rather do the upper than the downer. I'll put it to you like that. I prefer uppers. Because I need it, Nate, man. My ass is tired. Michael said that King 40 works hard. Yeah, I remember that what that was like. I always had to watch still game before I went to into my shift. And then driving into work, I've always got to have music playing in the car, so I'm just singing the whole way in. So at least 3 songs. We owe you. Bill Cooper said YT is asshole keck. J5 said King, we absolutely love Frank, but between since we joined the Discord and PG has played video games with Frank, we realized Frank's forte isn't hands-on tech. That's why he needs help from Jim Lee. Yeah. Lisa, great. Yeah, Coke cancels booze. Yep, if you do, I found that out. First of all, don't do drugs, but I found out that if you spend the evening drinking and then do some special K, which is amazing, suddenly you're sober. I'd never had that before. I've never been in a state where like oh dude, I'm drunk to a place where like I could drive a car. I didn't, but yeah, that's a thing that it does. You have to find those things out for yourself. You can't be, well, I told you that, but you can't be told that. You have to be your own, you have to experiment with people you know. Don't party around strangers. Don't be unconscious around people you don't know. Oh, yeah, Zach Voorhees, at the very end of his interview, he said, use my tool. Those actual words came out like way at the end of his interview. He said, use my tool, interview ends, LOL. King 40 said, Frankie don't claim to be a tech whiz. He has other talents. Yeah, like that. The tech person, that's Jim Lee. Somebody will like just casually mention the equipment he's using, and bam, he'll just tell you like the name of the what he's using, like the make and model, what it does. He'll tell you like every like stuff I don't even know. That's why I'm kind of stumbling through what I'm saying. He knows all the tech aspects, all this stuff, like how much it, just everything about what he's got top of the line stuff. It sounds like. I wish I knew about tech. Full stop. Oh, J5 said, I told everyone to donate to Frank to get better tech. I'm a member. Oh, that's good of you. Lisa Gray said, I believe Nikki is experienced. Yeah, I did some partying. I just grew up like my best friend and folks that he knew got it. Like we all were like drinking, you know, like smoking out on the balcony type of stuff. And then that became like pills and powder, which is okay. And then they moved on to needles. And it's like, I can't be around this because then suddenly that's all they want to do. And I don't. No. You have to party in your 20s. That's what that's for. Dusty Blue said, I can't wait to share a pic wearing Zoso's Mystery Ship t shirt on a boat down the Amazon River. At the moment, I'm jet lagged. Oh, yeah. Oh, take it easy. Yeah, you're doing your traveling thing for the like the astrology retreat. That is so cool. Oh, Crystal Pistol, or like starting partying at a concert, then trying to drive after the excitement. Booze starts to show up. Yeah, I remember those couple of nights too. Pickled Gamer, has anyone in here ever met Frank in person? I know King 40 has. Oh, whoops, not that. I met Frank once. He's this tall. He's the kind of guy where because like on the show, you know, we see him one way and then he would turn to the side and like almost disappear. But I mean, he's put on muscle since then, and we don't see him from the side. Michael said, "Getting those pants dirty, you know, you ain't washing them today." Yeah, no, not today. Tomorrow. Yeah, back it was. I was gonna go to the Netherlands, so I decided to leave out of JFK, even though there is an airport. Like, and no, well, We have an airport an hour away, but they didn't fly to the Netherlands, so they must not be as international as they say they are. Bastards. So I wanted to go to the studio anyway, so I flew out of JFK, and it was October 6th of 2016. That episode I was on the show. It's like somewhere in the first half an hour, but that episode was taken down years ago. And if Frank still has episodes from back then saved, I don't know. I think we were still on Ustream back then, and he could not save everything from Ustream, so it might just be lost. But I'm the type when I call into the show, or if I was on the show, I like watch. It's the same thing with a movie. This is how I learn movies. I just have to like watch them back repeatedly till it's burned into my memory. So I did end up watching my episode back. I don't know, the whole night. So I sort of remember it. I was bigger then. J5, I saw some pic of him a while ago where he looked tall. Like in real life, Frank is 5'11", but I tell people he's 9 feet tall. Pickled Gamer King does his boobs look as big in person. King 40 said, I've known Frankie for almost 20 years. We've got together numerous times over the years. Yeah, because how did you guys meet? Did you guys meet? No, if it was 20 years ago, you would have met before he was even doing the show. So yeah, that's cool. So I thought you had met through the show, but it was before that. That's so cool. Crystal Pistol said Frank's Christmas card pictures are awesome. Nice. Oh, we owe you. Bill Cooper said should make for a great picture. Dusty Blue, the what you were talking about, the Zoso shirt. And yeah, Bill Cooper, yeah, taken down. Too bad. Yeah, years ago I went back to look, and it was just oh, it just was not available. Like you would do a search for it, it just wouldn't come up. And then Frank has had to go and just erase almost everything off of the channel. And it did give it a boost. He was getting recommended to more places. Like, oh, we got to help this creator out. He only has a few videos, so like it did kind of like help him out analytics wise. But yeah, when the whole thing went down with Ustream, it was just, an email like, hey, we're shutting it down. So if you want to save your stuff, just download it. And it was like maybe Frank, maybe Petey Face. We didn't have a whole crew, so we could only just download so much and just save so much. So a lot of it is just if you weren't there, it's just gone forever. That's why I've got to take everything I remember and put them in chat room stories. Otherwise, that stuff will be lost forever. J5 says that to Dandy, I feel like I meant to know you all. That's what it is. It feels like fate. Dusty Blue said, yeah, such an amazing trip, learning astrology with beautiful people from around the globe, experiencing the Amazon. We all went to a 300-year-old tree in Amazon and made a circle. So amazing. Whoa, dude, that gave me chills. J5 said to King 40, I just told PG, Pickled Gamer, I knew you knew each other since the show started. Lisa Gray said, when I first met a guy I heard about, and apparently he heard of me, as he looked up at me and he said, I thought you'd be taller. And so did I. Michael said, so for real, could people determine between me and Michael too? It's easy to tell people apart because no two people type the same way. And it's like with the cat, the chattier they are, the easier it is to get to know them. So the more they talk, the easier it is to get a feel for them. Frank officially started. King 40 was confused about exactly how I met Frank. Frank started, Zadal's in New York. That was February 18 of 2006, 1 a.m. I say that because if you want to plug in the date in, say, astro.com, because you can do an astrology work up for something that's not a person. It can be for an event. Michael said, "Thank you, Nikki." Yeah, sure thing. Oh, cool. King 40 saying as a family, hails from, going back from Palmero, Sicily. Cool. Italy sounds interesting. Like it seems like Italian seems like a fun language to speak. But yeah, GOS, they said that peanuts are a veggie. Something about it doesn't matter. Peanuts are a vegetable. End of story. So basically, a container of planters is a salad. J5, it's called Record Highs because the channel is, I had to write down notes. I've got a record high for subs. I'm at, before the show, I checked 214 subscribers. So that's all you guys. And then it might say this now. It won't really be, because YouTube kind of like makes it seem like you have a few more views than you really do. But I'm sure by tomorrow or the next day, it will show, at least on my end officially, that the channel will have 10,000 views, and that's in less than a year. And I did my ironing in record time. I got everything done. It was like just after I Can't Give You Anything But Love started playing. That's the second CD. This is Judy Garland at Carnegie Hall, April 23rd, 1961. It was the best night in entertainment history. That's what they say, and then you sit and listen to it, and they were right. Holy fucking shit. I listened to it on that day last year and then ended up buying it a couple of weeks later, knowing full well it's online. That's okay. And also, I'm in a great place in Dark Shadows. I've gotten through the beginning. I'm at the place where, I've seen everything. And the other day, I got through 17 episodes. So I was between 201 and 218. And if you know what happens in those episodes, you'll realize why I had to start slowing down. And I'm taking a lot more notes. So it's going more slowly, but I'm plugging through it because that has to come out this year along with the chat room stories. So like things are like on the upswing. Oh, King 40 said he's fourth generation. Oh, Pickled Gamer is third generation. Is he Italian too? Because you can't really sometimes always tell where somebody's from. Oh, J5 said PG is half Italian and half Viking. Whoa. Michael said I should create a more ass tired nickname than No Confusion. Or just like Michael with two L's, or Michael with two M's, or like Michael with three H's. Oh, King 40 is an oldest child. Oh man, I didn't realize you. I see. I kind of thought he was a. I got kind of like only child vibes from King 40. I'm not saying I sit around and think about the guy. I can't imagine that guy with siblings. What was that like? Everybody just ripping into each other all the time. Pickled Gamer Frank's community is awesome. It's so varied. Pickled Gamer, my mom's side of the family was full Italian. My dad's, air quotes side, drink, was Jackass. Ugh. I've seen Jackass. That show is hit or miss. Somebody mentioned doing a peanut butter and honey sandwich. Haven't tried it yet, but I had to write that down. So I've got peanut butter, I've got honey, I've got bread, I've got a plate to put it on. Lisa Gray, I'm half savage and half Neanderthal. Holy shit, nobody's getting out alive. Oh, J5 said I'm the oldest too. Pickled Gamer is the middle child. Oh no. Oh, we owe you Bill Cooper 61. How's the audio remastered? It is. It what happened? They had released the CD back in something like 2001. Yeah, copyright 2001 Capitol Records. So it says 24-bit digitally remastered by a fella at Capitol Mastering. Yeah, so like it was originally released as just one CD, and I haven't looked at that because I don't want to know what they cut out of it. But then, Judy just said like, "Hey, I don't care if you guys are recording this. The band's gonna play loud as fuck the way I want them to, and you guys are just gonna have to deal with it because this is how we do things." And it sounds great because there's points, like she stops in between songs to just like tell a story, or like you can hear like this one lady out in the audience just, "I love you," and folks clapping, and like it's nice to hear people, like she starts singing, they start clapping, and then they're quiet. They're not like talking through the songs, or like at one point, like oh, they're excited, then you hear shh shh shh, and everybody's quiet. And sometimes you hear like coughs every once in a while in the audience. It's not distracting. It's only if you like tweak your sound to hear that stuff. Like, yeah, everybody was smoking cigarettes back then. I'm surprised they could be quiet. Pickled Gamer, middle child game. Oh, Danny said he's the middle child too. All right. Like middle child, just like right in the middle, like there were three of you, or is it like, yeah, I'm the second oldest, and there were like 15 of these motherfuckers running around, and all the guys were named Bill. It was so confusing. And this person called in talking about they were playing the show in the car with the baby in the back, like a year or two old, and then Frank drops an F bomb, so the child repeats it, and they blamed Frank for that. Dude, fuck you. This is a Frank comes on at 7 p.m. It's an adult show. So all you did was call in and tell Frank about how you like failed at parenting in front of your wife. Like she was part of it. Like she let you. It was her idea too. That was your. That's just you. I keep that kind of a thing to yourself. And the worst part was this happened in front of a child that is literally named after pants. I don't want to say the name because it's a child's name, but like you cannot tell me. Maybe they're fans of the show. Maybe they're such fans of the show they decided to name the child after pants. Like, okay, that's cool, but at the same time, don't play Frank in front of the babies. You don't know what's going to come flying out of that man's mouth. That's why you should not eat during the show, because you don't know what they're going to bring up. I don't want to give any examples and gross anybody out in case they're eating, but that's the point. You don't know what the topic is going to be for the night. Maybe it's going to keep coming up. So, like, eat during the show at your own risk. And if you don't like four-letter words, like, they could happen there. So, maybe be a better parent and, like, listen to the thing before you let your child just dive right into it. Unless you're psychic and you know everything everybody's going to say before it comes flying out of their mouth. But like that's on you. Like what else have you done wrong? I want to hear a laundry list of screw ups you've made and you've blamed on other people. King 40, exactly. I don't understand why these people letting their little kids watch the show. Like when we talk about sex bots and Frank has his tits out, like what do you I don't know. Why? And then Frank was all embarrassed and stuff like that. Like, no, don't be embarrassed. You should be laughing. Like, why would you play this in front of your kid? You know what I say? Like, this show. I don't know what's going to come flying out of my mouth. Oh, Bill Cooper. That's great, Nikki. I like the live recordings. The MTV live recordings were getting bad for audience participation, but for the very most part, I like live recordings a lot. Yeah, I like that it is, because I used to hate live recordings. I do like them now. I like to hear the way the artist has to do it live. It's incredible. There's parts that just give me goosebumps. There's parts I've got to, like put up on full blast. I like the little story she like one of them she kind of tells on the Judy Garland show. So it's like, oh, okay, it's a different version of this story. I like the story. Okay, cool, cool. And then just like, you hear the audience like laughing along and just things like that. At one point she like forgets the words and just kind of goes through it. At one point she's singing and her voice, like I thought it's a horn, but it's her voice. She's just that good. It's incredible. And it's long too. It's two CDs. It's like 2 hours long. I was like writing when I was listening to it, so that's great time. Yeah, Friday, Frank's update messed things up, so there was no audio at the studio, so we had to go to Studio B, which I mean that's fine. I'm used to it now, even though I'm claustrophobic, but it's he said maybe Matt was going to come over, but then didn't text him. So was Matt just like outside scratching at the door for the third time? Like at least text the man to tell him what's going on. But then he figured he's probably working overtime, so there's no way he would have made it. So hopefully Matt was working and not outside scratching at the door, because that's getting to be old by now. Lisa, FFS, I can't catch a break. Here comes someone at the back driveway. Gah! Fuck you, Earl! Stop using my driveway! It's Alaska! Michael, you could have like 15 more daughters, bro. Oh yeah, Michael's hitting on just any of King's daughters. He's got more than one. J5 said, I think the dude was telling Frank the story to be funny and memorable, but it ended up sounding like you taught my child their first curse word. Yeah, I hope that kid like just drops f bombs consistently. I don't want any fucking carrot sticks. What? Pickled Gamer J5, I'm hungry. Make me dinner already, broad. King 40 said he has three. Yeah, I knew it was like more than two. More than what? Yeah, it's just. Okay, yeah, three. Awesome. That's a lot of ladies. Hey, I'm kind of glad Frank was at home because he was wearing a V-neck shirt that was just brown, just this chocolate brown, but it was a little bit like shapely on his chest, and it accented his boobs very nicely. So I think I said, yeah, yeah, chocolate tits. So for Valentine's Day, instead of getting like the heart shape with the chocolates inside, it's just like a man's boobs and just like solid chocolate. That would be better. So that's almost up there with like the blue sexual harassment sweater. Yeah, yeah, the Pennsylvania plane crash drinking game. That's when if it's still up, you watch along to the Friday show, and every time somebody comes up into the chat room mentioning, "Oh my God, did you guys hear there was this plane crash in Philadelphia? Holy shit, there's fire!" And yeah, like drink. Yeah, and he did mention the breakups, but there wasn't like I think he had planned more stuff to do on Friday, but just with like the computer stuff, it kind of just threw him off, and it didn't feel like fun anymore. So he was gonna like save it for another time. And plus his one phone line wasn't working. The like the specialty hotline, the 2-1-1-2-3. I've got it saved so I don't have to remember it. The secondary phone line, that one was down, so no Skype, so he couldn't quite do everything he wanted to on Friday. We owe you. Bill Cooper said, "Keck Nikki, Frank's blue sweater." Yeah, he only wore it once. I want him to wear it, like, please wear it once, but between now and New Year's Day, wear it once. I almost want to, like, if he gets to April, I kind of want to. April will be too late. I've got to say something. I want to see that at least one more time. That was great. It doesn't have to be any special day because I'm there every day. Just wear it. And then I've got to think of an embarrassing story that I can tell. All the tech problems Frank has been having, I see why folks have difficulties, say like calling in. Maybe it's just it's hitting his equipment at the wrong time and losing the call, or I couldn't tell you how phone lines work. It's just going round and round with them, and then the son being in Aquarius, I'm sure it's acting up just a little bit more for him. Just air being the way it is. Gotta love it. But yeah, let me pop this in here one more time. It's gonna be loud. Yeah, this is the link for the poll. Yeah, Modern Times, 1936. The Trip, 1967. The Man Who Would Be King, 1975. And Sidekicks, 1992. And this will close up basically a week from today. You have to vote. The first two I found on YouTube. The second two I found on Tubi. And I've already got like two movies in mind for March, so this is going along pretty well. But the week coming up, it's just a regular Frankly week, but we do have the first Wednesday of the month coming up on the 5th, and that is when we go to Morning Sickness Matt. That is Matt Christensen. He's the fella, he was on Tenant Media, and then that went away, so he does his own thing from his own channel. And it's just like current events thing that Frank does, but Frank shows up to his channel right after Quite Frankly. Like, he literally ends the show, and 2 minutes later, he's over there going live. And just co-host for like half hour, 45 minutes. And the last time was fun. It honestly felt, after they were done screwing around with the voice effects and dumb shit that they don't need, just makes their channels worse. We actually sort of like started having fun there. So it was like being at Quite Frankly for a little bit of extra time at like 9:13 at night. So that was cool. So hopefully it's going to be like that next time. Michael said, Nikki, love you. You're the reason for the party. Belle of the ball, baby. Oh, thank you. I just really like seeing you guys. I can't remember. I don't want to remember what it was like when there was no show on and we just didn't see each other for large chunks of time. That was just so hard. I'm glad we don't have to deal with that anymore. I've sort of forgotten what it's like and what I did to fill my time whenever there wasn't Quite Frankly on. It's just like, again, on Sunday I'll look at the clock or I'll look at my phone for a random reason, and it's like 7:02, 7 on the dot, like a couple minutes before 7. And then Frank ended up going a little bit over on Friday, so it was maybe 9:14 when we got out of there. I'm not complaining. We were having a good time, and again, he was just so frustrated with the tech stuff. You kind of just relax in the middle, and then suddenly you remember what you have to say at the end. So I get it. It was fun. But I know those tech issues must piss him off. And some folks like when he's at home because his daughter will come in and say something. King 40 said, when I was a kid, we had a black German Shepherd named Baron that I sicked on a couple of dudes that were bullying my younger brothers. No bullshit. Yeah, fuck those guys. Fucking bullies. That's what the hell they get. Bunch of assholes, man. And so I do have opened up on the channel ahead of YouTube's schedule because they say you can't have super chats until you get to 500 subscribers. But they pissed me off, so now I have super chats. But it's in the description. I have the Venmo, I have Buy Me a Coffee, and those go directly to myself. You're not giving 30% to Google, and your money stays in the United States. It's not going to hookers and blow. And any comments that I get through the super chats, I will wait and read on my next live show. So if I get a super chat in the middle of the week. I'll wait and read that at the next Saturday show. Bill Cooper, I like overtime with Frank. Does not happen as often as before. Yeah, Frank could not end the show at 9 p.m. for nothing. Back when he had that moon bright as fuck. I swear to God, every episode ran over every night of the week, and then he fixed it, and it never happens anymore. Oh, King 40 said you were about 8 years old when you did that. Hell yeah. Older brother stuff. You gotta stand up for the younger siblings. Michael said there are people standing on my deck shooting. Is that even a word? Carnal? Carnal or Allery? That can't be. That's not a word. I'm gonna look that up. That's not a word. Carnillery. It's almost long enough to be a German word. Hmm. I don't know. I can't even trust the search engine. It'll remember for me. Oh, King 40 said it was a beautiful thing. You had one of those dudes by the scruff of his down jacket, and his brother was pleading with me to call the dog off, and I told him to go fuck himself. I know that's right. Hell yeah. You started it. I'm finishing it. But of course, you don't have to donate to a channel to support it. All you have to do is show up and have a good time. You can also smash the like button and make sure you are subscribed with all notifications on. And leave a comment after the shows ends. Also, you can share the shows if you think your followers would dig it. I know every platform's different. King 40 Baron was shaking him around like a rag doll. LMAO. Hell yeah. I bet that's the last time you ever fucked with some little, bullied some little kid. Prick. So please remember your pants since we won't be back here for a week. And I'll work around whatever Frank decides to do for a Saturday show as far as time goes. And then I will, of course, I'll put it on Twitter. I'll put a community post up. And I'm sure I'll, end up mentioning it in the chat room while he says something. So there, and again, I always put up a post on Friday with updates. So if there happens to, not be a show at all, I will put it there officially. So you're not just, wondering on Saturday. But we'll work through it. It is all up in the air, but don't worry about it because usually most things are up in the air and then they just fall into place where they're meant to be. It's odd. I don't like to work that way because I'm a Capricorn, but there is no other way. So you just get used to it and just ride the wave. King 40, the Vaccaro brothers. A bunch of jerks. All right, on cue. Thanks, Nikki and everyone in chat. Love this crowd. Have a great weekend, everyone. Yeah, have a great weekend. Have a good meal and get some good sleep. Stay warm. It's still right around freezing, give or take a few degrees. Various amounts of snow. Yeah, have a great night, everyone. Yeah, John Rogers out on bail. We owe you. Bill Cooper said visit Frank's Twitch chat sometime this week. Nikki, yeah, definitely. I do have to get in there since we'll have a full week. Oh, J5 says she's cooking. Nice. Oh, King 40 said great show, Nixter. Yeah, thank you. Thanks for calling in too. Great call. I'm just getting used to because I know the first call I took when I watched it back, I had the phone in the right place, so I think I did this time. Nobody complained, so that was cool. Moon Buddy, yeah, time flies so fast. It gets so much quicker doing it. It's weird. It feels like it takes so long that at a certain point it feels like you've barely done any time, and even it, quite frankly, sometimes it feels like it's been 2 hours. It only feels like an hour and a half. What the hell do we do for an extra 30 minutes? It just you're just having fun and it flies by. So yeah, check out those movies to vote on. We'll have that official next week. You know, whether there's a show or not, I'm not going to leave the poll up for 2 weeks. So we'll have that finished a week from now and get that going. And that will be reviewed on March the 1st. That's also a Saturday. And I'm just sort of looking forward to seeing what everybody's going to pick. I've seen one of those movies. Yeah, it'll be like around the world in 80 days because I'd never seen that before. Bill Cooper said, "Enjoy the rest of your weekend, Nikki. Take care out there." Yeah, you take care too. Thanks for showing up. Dusty Blue said, "Night, night, Nikki and everyone." King 40 said, "Thank you for taking my call." Yeah, sure thing. I don't know why it didn't chime off the first time you called. It just told me I missed a call. Like that's not how you're supposed to work phone. Don't I would say you have one job, but it has more than one job, so I guess I can forgive it. It's rarely a phone for being a smartphone. Pickled Gamer said, "You're awesome, Nikki. Hope you have a great rest of your night." Yeah, you guys have a great rest of your night. Maybe have dinner if you have not had dinner yet. You know, since you guys are like way on another coast too, so it's not even 9, 8, 7, 6. I don't know what time it is over there. But yeah, everybody take it easy. I love seeing you guys. I was looking forward to this all day. Looking forward to watching a movie with you guys. Uh, I was sort of thinking about recommending the movie Huckleberry Finn because Frank mentioned reading the book, but like I kind of feel like that would be an asshole move. But like it is on YouTube. It's good. Mickey Rooney film. I went to go to. This was so much fun. Thank you so much, Nikki. Yeah, thank you. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for being Frankly's and for picking up your pants. And for not throwing things off of the balcony. I'm surprised. As much trouble as Frank almost got in with the building, they didn't call us out for having a balcony up in that thing. So we're fine. We're fine. Can't end the show because I've got the button covered up. Nice. Danny said, "Night, Nikki. Good night." Pickled Gamer said, "Good night." Nikki's. That's Nikkies. Cute. Was there anything else? Yeah, the shirt is Gray Still Plays, not sponsored. You can get your own at graystillplays.com. There's a link in the description. Uh, that's just a channel that is awesome. I love everything Gray does. So, you guys look after yourselves and keep your head on a swivel and stay based, stay sexy. Catch you on the flip side. Until next time.